Greetings and welcome to another Vagrant Order video. It has been a while since I've done one of these high difficulty quest guides, but the last few haven't been that particularly difficult. But this one actually is because you can't use the normal strategy, or at least I can't use my normal strategy, of double Gene plus an Art-based Servant for massive stalling and damage. And that's because we are facing off against, obviously, Gene Alter and her entourage, but it's really not as complicated, but because it's actually such a simple setup, it's actually quite difficult to beat. So let us take a look at the actual setups, shall we? So as you can see here, thanks to the all-powerful wiki, we can actually see what we're up against. So we start off with Gene, along with this is Arash, and this is Arjuna. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it actually is. If I hover over, it says Arjuna and Arash. Now, as you can see, Gene has a significant amount of HP, and her supports all do as well. But there is actually a way that we can exploit some of this. Now, the point of this fight is to focus down Gene as quickly as possible while leaving the other two up or weakening them down so that they don't actually have full HP by the time you're done with Gene. Easier said than done though, because let's take a look at their passive abilities. Childhood friend with the liberal alts, I'll help you. Buff Gene Alter with attack damage up unremovable, so that already puts him in a very bad position. And the senior in science. Please shine in front of me. Buff Gene with critical rate up. Critical rate, so more criticals. And then once he loses his first bar, buff Gene up with critical damage up. Now, this is normally not that crucial. Unfortunately, Gene loves to land criticals randomly and one-shot anybody in your party. Unless it's a Bebe, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. So yeah, right off the bat, you can tell that those supports are pretty annoying. But the buffs can be removed by defeating the servants who gave her the buff, so okay, that's something. But Gene Alter, on losing her first level, defaults all frontline members with attack damage down, and the second one drains all frontline members' HP charge by 30%. If Gene Alter is defeated and Frank's friend is still on the field, Frank's friends will get a unremovable critical damage up. Frank's friend is actually Brunhilde in Berserker form, and comes up with attack up for 5 turns, and she removes all debuffs from Gene Alter. Now, we did talk about not being able to stall forever, right? Well, that's because Gene destroys rulers and the #1 stalling servant is Gene, so yeah, it makes kind of sense. Now, the problem with this is that because we can no longer stall, we are essentially in a damage race before Gene and her 2 cronies, well 3 actually, launch a Snow of Phantoms and absolutely destroy us. Now, the good news is that Arash, you don't have to worry about him. All you gotta do is stall out until he charges his MP, he will launch it, and he will kill himself. Because that's what Arash does. So that means we don't have to worry about him at all. We just need to worry about surviving his damage. But because we can't actually use normal Gene to go with chain invulnerability and HP recovery, what are we going to do? Well, the obvious answer to that would be Merlin, and that's what I personally did. Now, dealing with the senior signs, Arjuna here, he was actually the more difficult because of the randomness of his instant kill mechanic on his Snow of Phantasm. It is impossible to predict whether you're going to survive his attack or not. So yeah, there is a certain amount of luck in this run. The other part is that what do we bring along in order to fill out the role? So we know we're bringing along our friends Merlin, and we're bringing Bebe to deal with Gene. But what else do we bring? Well, let's go back to the actual game here, and let's see what I ran with. Yes, I know I already completed it. So what do we have? What do we have? Here we go. Here's our Merlin. Okay, so this is the team I ran with. Now, I do know I have a particularly rare 5-star servant there in Kiara, but honestly, she was there and in order to start dealing some AoE damage, and she has some survivability with the healing on it. She can decrease everybody's charge by 1, she can reduce their defense and charge up her own MP. So, let's take a look at this fight and how it started, before we actually go into the actual fight. Now, by the end of the fight, it was Heracles against Brunhilde's last 50,000 HP and Arjuna, which are around 12,000 on his first life bar and the full second bar. And once again, he proved invaluable with his castle in snow. So this is going to be where you need to decide what you are bringing with your, with what you have available to you. If you have Merlin and you don't have Bebe, you grab Bebe and vice versa. But what if you have both Bebe and Merlin? Well, in that case, I would highly recommend bringing along somebody that can help control them, because Arjuna has 3 MP bar charges, Gene has 5 or 6, probably 5, and Arash also has 5, but Arjuna can charge himself and Arash can charge himself, so you need a certain amount of stalling. That is where the combat uniform comes in. We can switch in mash if we need to in order to help somebody survive. We can stun somebody. We can grab a larger motivated attack up. So that's what we're doing. And Ishtar is there honestly because she deals AoE damage. She has a evade that doesn't time out and an one-turn invincibility even if she does get stunned after it. She can help everybody's buster and quick card performance, their MP gain, and mash is obviously there because hey, it's mash. I decided to give her this one because it decreases MP gain by 25 and MP strength, which is irrelevant, and critical strength, to help her charge up slightly during the fight. So, on the first turn, what we're going to do is we're going to have Kiara, along with Merlin, launch her Nova Phantasm ASAP. That way we can get some damage going on the AoE area, and we'll see how far along we go. So, yeah. Also, if you don't have Heracles' final craft essence that you see there, you can just use your command seals to finish off the fight if you need to. Because I already beat it, I'm not going to use any of mine. And unfortunately, this Merlin has this thing along, which kind of sucks, but that's just how the dice roll. So, let's go into the fight and see how we do again. Okay, so yeah, it's the Doki Doki Ultra Club. Yeah, props for the reference. So yeah, so we're going to start with an increased MP gauge for yourself. That gives her just raw 30, which is crazy. Then go along with Merlin. That'll get her going. And we've got a heroic chain with her as well, which is excellent. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to waste our attack up buff on anything else. Now, the other nice thing about Kiara is that she has a passive that increases her damage against humanoids and rulers. Unfortunately, I don't think I can show it to you now, which kind of sucks. Should have said that earlier, but anyway, let's launch this and hope Kiara recharge as quickly as possible. And honestly, at this point in the fight, we have no idea how it's going to go. They could both suddenly decide to charge up, and that puts us in quite a bit of a bind. Jean could decide to go non-stop attacking. Now, she doesn't do particularly large amount of damage. She's just there for some AoE damage. So yeah, as you can see, criticals can fly out of nowhere and pretty much hurt. So we need to start out, so drain their MP bars. And the defense doesn't help, but doesn't hurt. So let's see, Bebe can go there, and then Kiara, and then Merlin. We need to make sure Merlin survives until until our opponent's MP charges are all full. That way we can help them synchronize it with hopeful stuns and drains. And hopefully survive the giant wave of MPs that's going to come our way. So what do we have? Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, we can launch Bebes, so we're gonna do this on her. We need her to survive as much as possible. Unfortunately, Merlin doesn't have his ready yet, but he will. And Bebe is our #1 damage dealer during this fight because she obviously has class advantage against Jean and is the currently only one, at least until this summer, where we get our second Moon Cancer. The other nice thing about Bebe is that her MP gives everybody 20 MP charge, just because. There we go, that's her first break bar down. And now she lowers our defense. Okay, and now we need to pray to the RNG gods. Yes! Okay. We're still not in the clear, though. Unfortunately, this invisibility comes at the cost of 2,000 HP, I think. No, 3,000 HP. Now, this is going to Bebe because we need to help her survive. Even if it doesn't really do anything else. And we are going to launch it. So what do you gain from overcharge, Kiara? Restore HP, yeah, so we're going to go in this order and help Merlin keep recharging us. This should hopefully help Kiara heal for 3,000 HP around-ish.
星の宇宙に物見の向けか楽園の端から君に聞かせよう。罪なき者のみ通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロン。
最後も下脱も我が指一つで随行き着く先は殺生アギトのごとき天井楽アミダ・アミデュラヘブンズ・ホールどこまで逃げても手のひらに。
3,900, very nice. Okay, and now we need to stun him yet again. And hopefully, Orage decides to charge his MP to launch it at the same time next turn. What do we do? What do we do? I think the obvious answer is this, to help everybody recharge up and re-heal a little bit more. As long as Bebe survives. She didn't. Those random criticals are a pain in the butt. Now the problem is we still haven't managed to sync all of them around, so what options do we have? Unfortunately, we do not have much. Ishtar has a dodge and invulnerability, but we could sacrifice Mash this turn. Now the problem with that is that, let's see, so Mash is there. Okay, I think we have no choice but to do this turn and hope that Arjuna doesn't trigger his instant death. Otherwise, we are really screwed. Let's have her do that to gain some target focus. She's already invincible. We'll save that for later. We need to make sure we use as much as possible, just in case. And then we might as well help Kiara fully charge up again for a heal, hopefully next turn. Come on, get that last 9%. Nope. Oh yeah, Merlin's MP, right. Okay, no instant kill. We need nobody to die to this. Okay, looks like nobody died. Excellent. Okay, and now comes the problem. We're going to sacrifice Mash, switch out Merlin with Ishtar. So we are going to give our invincibility to Kiara. Ishtar can dodge it. Defense up as well. This is arts, yes it is. We haven't used our attack up yet, but this seems to be pretty much the time to do it. Okay, yep, invincible. Actually, because the damage we're going to do to our rest is going to be wasted, we can actually go and help Ishtar fully charge our Noble Phantasm, which I think is what we're going to do. Mash is going to die, there's just no buts about that. And I think we're in trouble now because I forgot about that. And I'm pretty sure Ishtar's dead. Should have used her invincibility. Oh yeah, Ishtar's totally dead. That's his Mash. So that kind of sucks, but let's see if we can't recover. We do have a full HP Merlin, and we still have Heracles. Okay, so what? Oh, hello, Kiara. Well, that is definitely something we can get use out of.
主上無変聖願
お望みのままに。
ようこそ私の中たまりません。阿弥陀阿弥陀ヘブンズホール楽しみましょう。
Alright, and that gets Merlin's ready, which is nice.
ではこちら。
What are we going to do from that? Next one's going to be a pain in the butt because I don't... Oh. That increases her MP, unfortunately, which is not what we need right now. We might have to... Actually, instead of attacking Jean, we can deal some proper damage to Brunhilde to get her down and weaken her. Now, Ishtar dying definitely put a threw a wrench in our plans, because if she had survived, Heracles would not be here and we would not be wasting his guts charges, which are super crucial to him surviving. So what happens now? Now, unfortunately, that is pretty much it for everybody but Heracles, so this did not go particularly well. But we could use our commands just to bring everybody in with the Nova Phantasms, chain them up together, and bring everyone down relatively quickly. But what we really need to do is focus down that Gene Altar. Let's avoid the attacks as best we can, and use the Heracles heroic chain to bring her down. Once she goes down, things get a little easier. Not too much, but a little easier. Yeah, Heracles is an absolute beast. Now, Merlin might survive Arjuna's Nova Phantasm, simply because he's a caster. But we'll have to see. There's also the instant death mechanic on it, which we have no control over. At least not yet. And yeah, that's essentially what we were expecting to happen. So we're going to keep bursting down Jean as quickly as possible. We'll let their attacks charge our Nova Phantasm. So let's see. Oof, 100,000 damage, give or take. See, there. Those were the random criticals that you need to worry about from Jean, because they are absolutely monstrous. This should hopefully take her down. There we go. Down she goes. Okay, so who do we need to take down quickly? I'm thinking we take down Arjuna quickly, because everybody can deal maximum damage against Brunhilde. We can actually take down both of those HP bars down to the last one on the next turn, and the one after that. There we go, and now we can use our own guts and take down Brunhilde. And we'll save our Nova Phantasm for next turn to hopefully take down one with him alone. There we go. Last HP bars for both of them. Is exactly what we want.
大神王でお父様
神聖領域拡大空間固定神罰執行期限設定全承認パシパタ
That's fine, he'll come back to life. And with him we can take down Arjuna. Let's ensure we do it properly. That should hopefully take him down. We might need a critical. But even if we don't finish off this fight, we could use our command seals, bring everybody back, and just flat out finish it without any problem. Let's see, how much damage was that? Ooh, 80,000 damage! Ooh. And that leaves Brunhilde. So as you can see, we could use our command skills, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to withdraw because I already finished it, don't really need to. If I had not made the mistake of letting Ishtar die, things might have been different. Just different enough to allow us to finish the fight. But that's pretty much how it is. I forgot there were 2 Null Phantoms instead of 1. And yeah, that happened. So yeah. So hopefully you found this mini guide actually somewhat useful. And we will see you next time for the Valentine event, which is going to feature Semiramis. And hopefully you will have put a little bit of work into this event, so you can actually get Jean's alternate outfit, which is down here. So even though I don't actually have Jean, I said shush Davinci. I said shush. So once I actually get her, if I ever get her, I'll be able to just unlock it once I fulfill the conditions, which is normally Bond 5 and some other stuff, and usually some St. Quartz. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.